Welcome to Stronger Than You Think, the series for strong women who are tired of feeling stuck. Hi, I'm your host, Cassie Covey, personal trainer, health coach, and a woman who knows firsthand what it feels like to lose herself under the weight of stress, exhaustion, and a body that doesn't feel like home anymore. But right now, I'm your personal coach and guide as we peel back the layers of pressure, perfection, and burnout, and we rebuild them with strength, softness, and sustainability. Here, we talk about real fitness, real mindset, and real life without the guilt, the shame, or the all or nothing rules. If you've ever felt like your body's holding you back or that you're constantly starting over, you're not alone and you're in the right place. Let's rewrite your story, one episode at a time. Episode 3, out of breath after stairs. That doesn't mean you're broken. Your body isn't failing. It's speaking. I remember when I got winded going up the stairs before, and I thought, what the heck has happened to me? So if you've ever had that moment, breathing heavy after the stairs, heart pounding after carrying groceries, too exhausted to play with your kids, and then immediately, you spiraled into shame. I know you felt one of those ways. I know you have. So let's get deep, and it's time to get honest with ourselves, okay? See, because this episode is for you. This is about that moment of shame that we don't talk about, that you don't want to talk about. So you know what? Let's talk about that moment, because that's what we do. You walk up a flight of stairs. You're winded. Your thighs are burning. Your chest is tight. You pretend you're fine. But secretly, inside, okay, you're embarrassed, maybe even a little scared. And you think, this shouldn't be this hard. Like, it really should not be this hard. You look around at other people like walking like it's nothing and wondering, what's wrong with you? But here's the truth that I want you to hear loud and clear. Just because something is hard, it doesn't mean you're broken. You're not lazy. You're not weak. You're not too far gone. You're human and your baseline is shifted. That's not a flaw. That's a signal. That's your body giving you a signal. And friend, I need you to pay attention. You need to pay attention. Why this happens and why is it normal? Let's take the emotion out of it for a second and let's talk about what's actually happening in your body. Because cardiovascular fitness, it's a use it or lose it kind of thing. It declines faster than you think, especially when life is busy, when life is stressful, and when your body has been in survival mode. So if you haven't been moving consistently, if your sleep is all over the place, if your nervous system is fried from stress and responsibilities, then yeah, the stairs, they're going to feel like they're Mount Everest, But it's not because you're failing. It's because your body has adapted to the life you've been surviving. I'm going to say that again, and I need you to hear this. It's not because you're failing. It's because your body has adapted to the life that you've been surviving right now. And that life hasn't left much room for you. This isn't a sign that you can't change. It's a sign that it's time to change, my friends. Now's the time to change. This is your wake-up call. It's not a death sentence. It's a wake-up call. So I want you to imagine this. What if getting out of breath wasn't a reason to spiral, but a reason to pause? Get your pen and paper out. Write this stuff down. Because here's what I want you to ask yourself. What is my body trying to tell me? Where have I stopped taking up space in my own life? What do I need to rebuild and not punish? Because feeling winded isn't just a cardio issue. It's a capacity issue. And capacity can be rebuilt. So these small steps that we're about to talk about, they can change everything. Here's the part the fitness world doesn't say loud enough. You don't fix this with an all-in 6-day-a-week plan. You fix this with 5-minute wins. So here is where you're going to start. Keep your pen and paper out. Write this down. This is your starting point. You're going to walk for 5 minutes after dinner. You're going to park farther away and actually notice your breath. You're going to take the stairs, but give yourself permission to rest when you reach the top. See, these are not small things. These are signals to your body. You're telling your body, I'm still here. I'm listening. I'm rebuilding. And the more you do them without shame and without judgment, the more your baseline begins to shift. See, you're not starting from scratch. Remember that. You're starting from experience. And experience means this time you know what matters. Consistency, compassion, and reclaiming your breath without rushing to prove something. Okay? So this is where we get down to struggling means that you're ready. Okay? Let me say this plainly. Struggling does not mean that you're weak. It means you're ready for change. If the stairs feel hard right now, it doesn't mean this is your forever. It just means it's time to start with what you can do today. And maybe that's standing up, taking a deep breath, and deciding, I won't shame myself for where I'm starting. You hear that one? Because that's huge. That is huge because so often we start to shame ourselves because we're thinking about where we used to be. So I want to say this again, and I want you to really, really, really let this sink in, okay? I want you to tell yourself, I won't shame myself for where I'm starting. I will honor it and build from here. That is key, and we need to remember that. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to text this episode to a friend who's been very hard on herself for feeling out of shape. I want you to remind her that she's not failing, she's waking up. And friends, so are you. So if you need to text this episode to yourself, do it so you can go back and you can re-listen to it. Because see, this season isn't your downfall. It's your comeback. And you are stronger than you think. I will see you on the next episode. If this episode spoke to you, do me a favor, screenshot it and share it to your stories. And tag me on Instagram at Cassie_Covey or on Facebook at Cassie Covey because I would love to cheer you on. And if you're ready to stop starting over and finally build strength, confidence, and consistency, I'd love to help you. Click the link in the show notes or DM me Reset on Instagram to learn more about how we can work together. Until next time, give yourself some grace and go take up space. You were never meant to shrink.